Marshalls. Let's check it out. I picked a bad day to come up in here. They're putting everything on clearance. However, new clearance finds. Red Superstars, $32. Freak 5s, $40. And then those small LeBron 20s have gone on sale for $58. And some new stuff. Got these X Speed Portals for $30. And there's a couple pairs of court shots, size 11.5. Different colorway pair of Copa cleats, $29.99, size 11.5. It's interesting. Women's 10, a New Balance two-way basketball shoe. $80 though, yikes. All right, women's 8 Fuel Cell 996 for $70. There's another pair down there. And a pair of these New Balance Warped in a different colorway. Jesus Christ, Marshalls is like taking AP classes on how to incite claustrophobia. Had to get out of there, man. All right, another week or two, and here we are back at Marshalls. Okay, let's start down here. Men's 8.5. There's a pair of Nike Gatos for $49. Size 9. There's a new pair, new colorway of Adidas Campus with the fat laces. There's a few pairs here and there of New Balance Fresh Foam Arishi. We've got some Predator Accuracy, these soccer cleats. There's a few pairs. This one's 10.5, but there's a few out there. This is interesting. Size 10. Is this a basketball shoe? New Balance BB2 WYPR5. Interesting. And then over here, we've got an Air Force One with a patent leather PRM for $60. Platinum tint Stadium Green. And then there's another pair in 13. 2 pairs in 13, plus a bunch of these Columbia boots. Also in the larger sizes, it's a pair of 997s, size 12. There's also a pair somewhere down there in size 9.5. And a pair of 574s for $59 in size 12. And then a couple more pairs of the Fresh Foam Arishis. A couple more things I forgot. There's a nice pair of Gazelles here, size 8.5. And it's actually two pairs of these 997s in men's 9.5. Where's the other one? Here it is. Ta-da! There's a couple good finds in the women's larger sizes. These are size 11. They kind of fit me and I really like the colorway, but $80 for these 2002Rs, no thank you. And then down here in 11.5, there's 2 pairs of Coach Lowline shoes. Also up here in 11, I think they think this is a women's shoe, but it's a men's. Another pair of those black 574s. And finally, one last thing. Really nice pair of 997s. I really like the colorway. I like the color of the midsole for $60. Too small though, size 7.5. Oh, that was pretty good. Not bad. There was one of the employees had a cart with some dunks on it, but maybe we'll see those next time. All right, there's Marshalls looming in the distance. Allah versus social anxieties, round 10,000. Who's gonna win? Let's find out. All right, let's start in women's small sizes. These are some size 5 Harry Suede Superstars. Now, how much are they? $39. Really good. And then some Gazelles also in 5. We've seen a flood of these at Nordstrom, or maybe not. Maybe I haven't posted that yet. For $49. Got a pair of New Balance 480s in size 7 for $49.99. And these really loud New Balance BB2s are here for $70. Women's 6.5, 7.5. Some more Superstars. Shouts out to Brick University, big Superstar guy. Pair of 997Rs, size 8. We've seen these though. Got a crying baby, so I jumped over to the next section. Got some New Balance Fresh Foams, size 12, 12 men's. Men's section is actually pretty dry today. Some nice Air Force Ones in size 6 for $59. And got some 515s and Easy Riders, since the kids section morphs into the small men's section. And 2 pairs of Fresh Foam 1440s, both in men's 7.5. Alright, we'll focus on Marshall's time, 4th of July edition. Let the horror commence. Alright, let's kick this off. So, kid sizes, size 2. Couple pairs of white and pink Samoas. Got some polo slippies over there. Another pair of Samoas in, what is that, toddler 12. And small men's sizes, 1, 2 pairs of Predators, size 7. And what size are you? 6.5. And they are $29.99. And then we've got some Copa cleats, price, also for $30, size 7.5. And here we've got some Air Force Ones, kind of nice brown on brown suede, size 6.5. And it's going for $59.99, that's not bad. And those dunks that I saw a couple visits ago that didn't end up getting put on the rack finally showed up. $59.99. It's actually cheaper than the dunks that are showing up at Ross right now by about like $3 or so. And size 8 women's. Got some triple black azaleas, $49.99. All right, it's another week at Hello Marshall's. This place oozes evil from its pores. Let's check it. All right, let's start in the small women's sizes. Size 5.5, got 1, 2 pairs of the 2002R. And these are the first Air Jordans I've seen at a Marshall's. It's the Valentine's Day Jelly Swoosh pair for $70. Same thing as Ross, I believe. So there's a pair in 10, and then there's a pair in 9.5. And then men's section, not much going on. There are a bunch of pairs of these New Balance 300 quarts for $49.99. So pair 1, 2 pairs in 11.5. 1 pair in 12. Oh, 3 pairs in 11.5. And another pair in 12. And something interesting to note today is that the clearance section, all the stuff without boxes, has taken up like half the shoe section. Let's see, the Predator cleats, size 8, are on clearance for $20. Those blue suede 550s are on clearance for $29. These are size 9. And then there's a couple pairs in, there's a size 11. 2 size 11s, okay. And these Solomon trail shoes have gone down to 48. There's 1, 2, 3 pairs. The Gazelles as well have gone down to 40. I think these Superstars are gonna be here forever, $26 at this point. And then a couple pairs of 650s down there have gone down to $32. And I don't remember seeing these before they went on clearance. Some New Balance 508s, size 11.5 down to 32. Sometimes I get to thinking, the concept of a mall, it's so weird. Like a consumerist temple. Anyway. Mahalo guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, one more time. Okay, start for men's, move back down for $49.99. Size 12. And size 12, 2 pairs of the New Balance 574. Since I've already gone through the store, let me show you what will probably be my first Marshall's purchase. It's a pair of 1010 Tiagos, New Balance, $60. Yay. And there's a pair of New Balance 273s for $60. I'm not quite sure what size they are. They're outside of their box. And then men's 8.5 and 9.5 respectively. It's 2 pairs of white and green Superstars. These are $40. Yay. Okay, and in the smaller women's section, we'll start small, go up. There's another pair of the 1010s. And then we've got 1, 2, and 3 pairs of Air Up Tempos. These are GS size, which makes sense that they are $49.99, probably the cheapest. It's cheaper than any Up Tempo that I would have seen in adults. At some point I started filming at the wrong frame rate. I don't know what that's gonna look like in post. Anyway, these all white 650s are on clearance for $32. I'm just gonna re-record it in 30 frames per second. So in 10.5, there's a pair of these 1080 Fresh Foams, size 10, another pair of Tiagos, and size 10 up here, another pair of the 1080s. Okay, and in women's 8.5, found another pair of those 237s. Same price, $60. Okay, first Marshall's purchase ever. Came out with a pair of Tiagos. Will something even better pop up and make me regret making this purchase? I don't know, I kind of like this shoe. I could see myself keeping it. Anyway, mahalo guys, I'll see you on the next one.